Here's the poster that gives us permission to.
Oh, well, we're
I mean,
not
it's their
questioning
home
that.
office.
We're not questioning that a bit.
The only thing that got loud was him when he came out. That was it. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It's all recorded, so.
And is that, and I don't know enough about it. I know you guys do this often, and I don't know enough about it.
Right.
Give me just a second.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Must get hot in that vest.
It wasn't until we were busy and I got dirty today and then I had a long sleeve.
For an email to your last name, no one else this know there, no other last name, no other.
I like the more casual uniform look.
Much nicer. Especially since they went from that polyester.
Since when?
Remember back in the day when they wore polyester?
That had to be awful. What was your name exactly?
Brandy Drapel, number 27.
Thank you.
This is how we take care of it.
And most officers, not, I shouldn't say most, a lot of officers have a hard time just saying their last name. I mean, you were right out there with your first name.
You guys are doing what you want to do, and we're here just to make sure that it's. If you want to stay here and film, you're welcome to do that, as long as you're not disturbing the peace of the
Yeah,
government.
and that's why we stand back here. Usually the first thing we
Do
look
you have
for is
children?
this. Yeah.
Do you have children? Would it make you uncomfortable?
Oh, well, I never do kids. I'm always well above.
I don't think that would only be my
I
concern.
think that was the first one I see come in. And if it comes, once it comes to that, if I do catch one, then I just blur them out anyway. But we just did the city hall, and they were all really nice in there, all the ladies.
Oh yeah, they were great. Very accommodating.
How was your New Year's? Been good so far?
Wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. How was it out here?
Oh, I actually took off for the day. I actually traded. I didn't take off. So,
Hey, so you got to do.
So you don't know how busy it was? How busy was
no,
it?
they're actually really slow. Really
Good.
slow.
Oh.
Came in, yeah, it was really slow. So we've been a lot busier after that. The traffic, lots of traffic.
That's because got that, it's like the major highway. It's like the only thing.
And when it
What's the
goes
next
across-
closest town to here?
Going which way?
Pick a direction.
Not super familiar with this area.
Oh, okay.
So, if you're going east, I believe it's Fort Pierce. If you're going west,
Indian Town?
think. No, that's further.
Oh,
I
so
think
there's
it's-
something between here and
Don't
Indian?
ask me. That area I'm not familiar with. Down south would be like Lakeport and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, we've
Buckhead
been to
Ridge.
Lakeport.
North, I believe. You know, because ours is only 4 square miles. So, and I'm not from here. I travel here at work. So, I'm not.
Where are you originally from? If you don't mind me asking?
I'm sorry. South from here.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Little bitty town.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's bigger than Okeechobee. I used to work in.
Yeah, but to me it's smaller.
You think?
I think miles-wise, Okeechobee is bigger, but population-wise, we're probably the same
Oh,
because we're
yeah.
very populated down there. And up here, you have a lot of acreage.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I used to work. We used to have an office in
What do you do besides?
I do real estate.
Do you?
No answer, I sent him a text.
So back when I was with the old company, just as you're coming in from Fort Myers, you hit that bend, the building was right there.
Gotcha. Yeah, the area's okay. I got crowded, but the school's really good for the kids.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
They go to Glades County School, so it's much nicer for them. So that's
I
why.
like that you guys don't have any blue line flags on your vehicles. Thank you for
Oh, that's
not
great.
having any desecrated
You looked?
flags on your uniforms. That's nice to see. Far too
Seems
many
like we're
officers have that on
good
their
to go.
vehicles or on their uniforms.
Did you want me?
No.
Give him a minute, as in we're not okay yet.
Right.
Oh, he was just telling me to give me a minute.
And, or you can call and see, I'm usually here after 11.
So what exactly, if you don't mind me asking, because
But once you get that new address,
I'm
we
just
have to
here to
change the code,
do my job.
otherwise.
Oh, yeah.
what is it exactly the reason that you?
Just take it out.
It's basically, it's called a First Amendment law.
I will let the carrier know.
Government buildings like City Hall, like we just did, in here,
Do an investigative piece.
to make sure that
Too early on what my
we're allowed to record
like the officers, they don't
public employees on the public dime.
fear of.
Make sure we're all doing our job, right?
That's it.
We're doing our
Oh,
job,
you
shouldn't be
can
a
have
problem.
it. I got a couple of them. I got a box of them.
You should check it out.
I will tell them what.
It's really for educational purposes.
That's what it should be for.
That's what-
There are a lot of auditors, I can tell you.
So why is it, and I don't go on social media much, because I watch TV a lot, and so why is it things have to get elevated? Like, why does it have to be, why can't it
That's
be a
one of the
peaceful
questions.
thing?
That's one of the questions. I'm standing here. He was, in fact, he wasn't even in here yet. She was down there, and he came out all hyped up.
Oh, we showed him the poster,
Yeah.
and then he left. I thought he was
Yeah,
okay.
he read the
Stood here
poster, looked at it
peacefully.
anyway, went in the back, and that was it. He never said another word.
Hmm.
Next thing we know, you're coming in the door.
That's okay. It was nice to meet you, but
So, no, we were actually getting, I mean, it was quiet, it was peaceful. We were actually getting ready to head out,
believe ya.
and then you guys walked in.
You know, I understand.
And we don't want to leave.
I mean, you guys understand the laws probably more than we do most of the time, but we don't know if he can complain or not until we actually get here and investigate. So that's what you're having a
The
problem.
only
We
time
still
you can
have
be
to show it.
trespassed from public property is if you've committed a crime.
Well, we understand that, and I spoke that as soon as I walked in, but we can't just come and assume that based on your
Right.
word. So I understand that you
Well,
stopped
when you came
recording,
in,
which
did you
is,
notice a disturbance?
well, we have to investigate it. So who's to say you didn't prior?
Right,
So
but
they
did
have
you notice
cameras,
a disturbance upon arrival?
just like you have a right to record, so do they.
Right.
So if it's your word against their word, we have to perform an investigation, right? That
Right.
doesn't mean it has,
That's
it can be
absolutely-
peaceful.
and that's
Yeah,
exactly what I
that's what I told her.
So we
Check,
can,
I told her, check their
we
cameras.
can all be peaceful about
Yeah,
it.
of course.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate that because a lot of times it's the police that escalate stuff, not at the post office
Understandable.
necessarily. But
So-
you were just talking just like you were.
But then there are
anybody else.
those that go
There
out.
is females who wear the same flowery shirt that you do that may not speak to me as kindly. And there is,
Really?
unfortunately, there is officers that wear the same vest that I do that may treat you like you are not
know.
an upstanding
Yep.
citizen. We all fall short. We all are guilty
absolutely.
of, and I'm
Realistically,
100%.
they should call the postal police, not you guys anyway. This is federal
sorry?
property. This is federal property. So realistically, they should call the
Well,
postal police.
it's in our
not the-
jurisdiction. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously,
Right.
if
But
it
it's still
needs to go
federal property.
further than that, then we would take it further, obviously, of course. That's why you turn things over to different departments
Yep.
if need be. So, but it starts with the initial investigation. If we can do that peacefully and you're not in the wrong and you don't like it, well, guess what? Sometimes I have to do things I don't like and you have to do things you don't like, and there's no reason we have to be rude or disrespectful about it. So.
And you're on
Including
camera
you
as soon
guys.
as, exactly. And they're on camera, people, everybody's on camera as soon as they walk in. You know,
I
and
just try
it's
to be
mostly
kind
about
and treat everyone
education.
We
Like that
appreciate you
gentleman
doing that.
may not have ever read this poster.
I'm guilty as charged. I've never read it, but I don't walk
This
into
is
the post
actually
office and
very
read that.
old.
Listen, when I'm walking up in the post office, I'm like, get out of my way.
Get in, get out.
my stuff
That's
right,
it.
Get out. I am not reading the poster.
Nope, hit the automated, the self-serve stuff out there
Yeah, there you go.
and get
Oh,
out.
they don't offer that in my hometown. I try to stay away from these places as much as possible. I'm not very patient.
So you drive out here every day?
I really like this. I really like this agency. I have to say, we have one of the better ones. Most of our officers are very cordial and very respectful, and they treat people like humans, and that speaks volumes.
Yeah. And the people in the city hall they were all great while we were in there. Did a public records request. We haven't hit the PD yet, but we're getting there. But there's a lot in even a small town like this. There's a lot of government working that,
Yeah.
you know, then it's just a matter of education. Can we do this? Absolutely.
And what do you gain? And this is just for me, my knowledge too. I'm not questioning you by any means at all. I just love to learn, whether it's your side, my side. The more I understand you, the more we can, I have no
along.
idea what it's like to be a civilian. Well, that's not true. I
Well.
am a civilian, but you know what I mean. On your
Yeah.
side, and you have no idea what it is to be in this. So I try to respect that. It's no different than race. I don't I obviously see color. I'm not colorblind, but I try very hard. Never, like we're just human, and
right.
I have no idea what it's like to be on your side, and you have no idea what it's like on this side. So when I speak to you, it's for questions. You're like, it's just for it is for my understanding.
Right,
So,
right.
what is it ultimately that you gain personally from it? So I understand that you're trying to educate others, and hey, that's
And
great.
that's what it is. Like, there was a post office I did down in Bonita Springs. And the guy came out, he started questioning me, kind of like what he did. And I pointed out the poster, and he's like, really? All the years I've been here, I've never read that. And then he was going back to educate everybody else in the building.
So what it
So
comes down
that's
to
what
is
it's-
when you point out someone's lack of education, they get
Yeah,
a little
just showing
bit
them a little bit
offended.
more.
Maybe a little bit. Now, and
And he
please
was
do
really
not,
cool.
do not be offended by what I'm going to ask. Is it something that you guys strive for, though, is to get people elevated or to
No.
make a scene?
No.
There might be
point-
some people out there that do this.
Well,
That do
like
it.
so, people react,
Yeah.
you know, to certain things like that. So I'm not totally blaming you.
We're
And
not
there are, I will tell you
trying-
that if you ever go on YouTube and look at others besides mine or his, there are
And I
auditors
think that's what's heartbreaking.
that go out there and intentionally to trigger people.
So let's talk about something serious.
Mm-hmm.
You what did you just call yourself?
Auditor,
Auditor.
yeah.
You said there's auditors that intentionally go out and try to make a rise, right? And you don't put yourself in that
I
category.
hate that.
So hindsight, I mean, it's apples to apples. There are officers that do the same, but we
Yeah.
try not to do it. So you can't pass judgment on every officer based
Exactly.
on, just like we
Exactly.
don't want
We
to do that to
don't,
y'all
and-
either. I'm going to speak for myself. I don't want to
Right.
do that to you
Yeah.
either.
I don't. I
See,
don't.
and there are people that'll go out. I thought I heard my name. There are people that'll go out just looking for the bad cops, trigger them, get in an argument. But we highlight the good as much as we point out what needs to be fixed.
Good, good. Well, you know what? Nobody can blame me for that. So
It's a lot about
I mean,
transparency.
we're held to a higher
That's the
standard.
key word,
Right.
is
We
transparency.
need more transparency in government, and
There was one post office we did, there was a Haitian family in there that hadn't gotten mail for over 3 months.
Yeah.
And we're just like in here, it was about this full. We were standing back against walls and stuff like this, and they would not help those people.
So what is it that angers you the most? And here's my question, because I'm in this fest to be a difference and to be a positive difference. So things that make me angry, I want to make a difference in them. Child neglect is one of them that really gets to me. Is child neglect. That's where I want to make a difference. I try not to look
Yes.
down on this family, and I try to keep my anger out of it.
He said, Sergeant said, even though they're annoying,
Annoying's not against the law,
hey,
so.
what's your lieutenant's name? He feels to ID himself to me.
LT,
Yeah.
that's up to him. To,
Was he out there?
Yeah.
To ID, it's not in the policies
Yeah,
to ID themselves when that's their citizen?
Listen, I'm here to identify myself. If you'd like him to ID
Is it
himself,
in your
that's
policies? Is it in your general orders to ID yourself when asked by a citizen? Yes or no?
you need to ask him that. I
You don't know if
didn't.
it's in your general orders?
I'm not answering that question.
You're not answering if it's in your general orders? That's public information.
Well,
Not
go
what
look
his
it up.
name is.
Go look it up.
So you're not gonna answer if it's in your policy to ID yourself?
No, I will not.
Okay.
If he's superior to me, I'll let him take
I'm
it
not
of
asking about him, I'm asking if it's
You
part of your
asked.
general orders.
You asked because of him.
I can let the carrier
Back to that. So if it angers you that they're segregating, is what you're doing helping? And if so, keep doing it. If it's not, there's got to be a different avenue. Maybe you know.
I think
Obviously, I
it
don't
does.
get to see.
I
I'm not
think
where
it's
you guys
helping.
are with cameras, so I don't get to see as much as you do. Guarantee you what's happening is I'm not questioning that a bit. You're probably absolutely right. So is what you're doing helping and making a difference?
I think it does, because I think it helps. Okay, let's take it out onto the streets with the officers. I think it helps remind them that A, it's legal, and B, we are being watched. Whether there's a camera or not, they're being watched. I've never had a problem with Fort Myers PD.
Yeah,
They're
that's
always
where I
really
trained.
nice. Was it?
Yeah.
They've always been really nice. The only one that I would have had a disagreement with was there was a homeless guy downtown Fort Myers using palm fronds to make roses. And he was just sitting on the sidewalk doing it, and they wrote him up for littering.
Yeah, but see, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah. See, that's the kind of stuff, and I think he was actually one of them that was there. That's the kind of stuff that angers me. That I shouldn't say angers me, but it's really annoying that they push it to that point.
See, this is, so if you're coming in here to investigate them doing something wrong, I totally understand that. Like, if you want, you're obviously exercising your right. But if he's like intentionally trying to get people upset, that's not,
Yeah.
like, that's not,
No, I don't.
like, I would have so much respect for him to spend his time making sure that people were held up to a standard they would come to. Like, I respect that. I think it's great that we're held to the standard that we're called to. But if you're coming in here and being disrespectful, you guys have been great. But this guy's like, that's not a way to make a difference if that's your goal.
I think what upset him was the lieutenant not answering this question, and mostly, and that's why he was asking. For the most part, it's usually in the general orders that says if somebody from the public asks you, you need to ID. So he wasn't. Yeah, at first he asked you what his name was. Then he
I'm
moved
not talking
beyond
about
that.
him specifically, I'm just talking about these guys over here, that they didn't have anything to do with my lieutenant, and he was just giving them a hard time, and
No,
that's
he
what.
Oh,
was
was he?
talking to them
I
and
missed
laughing with them.
something.
It was actually their boss that told them they weren't allowed to talk. And that's what upset me, because she was talking to them like they were dogs. I'm like, what, is she their mom?
That's why he said
She
they
was,
were.
yeah, they were actually cool and were laughing and joking with it. And she was like, you don't have a customer, you get in the back.
Oh,
Y'all
I must have
don't
missed
talk
it
to
then because I
them."
was looking this way.
He's got it on film, you'll see.
Do you have a card?
They don't give us personal cards. If you're ranked, I believe they do. I'm not sure, I just know them, so, I know the county does, we don't.
Okay.
Everything that's the point that is. You have a great day.
Thank you guys.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Have a great day.
Thank you for
Happy New Year.
educating
You
me.
guys stay safe out there.
Have a good one.
You stay safe out there.
Thank you. See you guys.
Hi, guys. I don't get in trouble with somebody on Facebook.
And we'll